Here's the mechanism to release the chains. I must wait for the others to signal me.
So that's 2 out of the 3 sections done. Now we just have to do a stealth sequence with Sangaril, which is sadly, as well as being the most fun, also a bugged part of the game.
Now to find the Pillar of Light. The source is up here somewhere. I must move quietly to avoid the guards.
So this is the part that I'm naturally going to end up calling Metal Gear Sangaril, since we're going to be sneaking through an enemy base, waiting for patrols to pass us, and then backstabbing their friends. So we're using the Sunken State ability, which is the improved version of Sneak. I'm able to get in front of their eyesight and not be noticed when doing this. It's not needed to do this section, but it definitely makes it just easier. It's one of those things that just eases your life when playing this game over actually providing something useful. This drawing of 2 is used to solve the puzzle we did in Mirrodin's Pass, to get the 15,000 experience points. But like I said on that video, if you're going to use the same sequence every single time without any randomness, then your game deserves to have its puzzles cheesed. Especially if the actual reward for it is definitely not worth having at that point in the game. Now I'm hoping that we get some... Yeah, I want some state, never mind. That we get some ice daggers from here. It's a very rare drop, but if we do get ice daggers, they're incredibly helpful. Because using the Discipline Cold ability that Sangaril has, those ice daggers will deal 50% and then eventually 100% more damage. Which is definitely a nice thing to get. Now up here, sadly, we have to deal with jerks, who have really annoying patrol patterns. So we'll be able to have a look at this guy in a second when he comes back around. Come on, mate. Here he comes. So look, he's coming down this way, and then when he reaches the midway point, he turns around. What a jerk. And he does it the same going back as well. So if you haven't noticed his patrol pattern and you just try and sneak up on him, guess what? He'll see you. What an absolute jerk doing that. I can understand why they exist, because it makes you want to, well, it's not so much want to, it makes you have to deal with watching patrol patterns, but you know, if you don't expect it and that happens to you, it's always annoying. And these 2 up here also do it. So I'm just going to have to close distance with them before we turn around. Sometimes you stay in Sunken State and sneak after you backstab, and sometimes you don't. It seems to be completely random. So this guy's going to turn around on me as well. I don't know why sometimes you drop out of Sunken State. It is a very annoying thing because you just have to go back into it, and if you're trying to do a stealth section and there's other enemies nearby, then guess what? They'll see you because you break out of it. No way to control it at all. Or at least not when I've noticed. So there are 2 locked doors in this area, but we have pick locks, so we can get through that. Over here we have some rare vintage Minari wine. I should go and steal some of that. And a decent weapon. But most importantly over here, as well as some silk, we find the iron box, which is the second box of the 4 in the game that we found so far. And that is actually the most important side quest in this game, because it actually gives you the super secret final ability in the game, sort of thing. It's not actually that strong, but you know, it's still something I'm going to go for. We'll find out what it is when we get to that point. I don't know why I went back into Sunken State there, because the enemies below us can't actually see us up here. Their eyesight just doesn't take you up here. But a note about Sunken State if I was to use sneak and stop here, the guard that was here, standing there, would have seen me, because I remember that happening to me and it was really annoying. But with Sunken State I could literally just go like right up to here and he wouldn't notice me. So it definitely makes your life a lot easier. Oh right, I already killed that guy, never mind. What does the captain say? You ask too many questions for a Dark Worlder. Leave before I vaporize you. Well, if you hear anything, let me know, okay? Well, you're not going to be hearing anything at all, mate. Other than the sound of my daggers going straight through your spine. I'll wait for this guy to turn around because he's probably... yeah, I thought he was going to turn around before I got there. Yeah, I really don't know what stops you, well, what makes you come out of sneak. Because before we actually bumped into that guy, but he didn't break us out of sneak even after we backstabbed him. So it isn't something like you bumped into them. It just really seems to be random whether you're staying in Sunken State or not. Now, even though it looks like those guys could probably see us if you kill their friends, we can't. This guy always seems to drop an ice dagger, but I think he's the only one that does then, maybe. Because we really could do with 2 of them. So we may just have to come back to here later and get another ice dagger. It won't take very long, especially if that guy always drops one, then we'll just come back and kill him when he's respawned. But they're definitely going to be a useful thing for Sangaril to have. So this is the hardest part of this, mainly because this is where the game is actually bugged. These first dudes we're going to be able to kill fine. Okay, there's going to be one guy who's in there. That's our target, by the way. I'm staying in Sunken State a lot at the moment, so I don't know what causes it. Gonna get this guy when he comes out. So we could go and end this right now by going there, but we've got some more dudes we can kill. Namely this guy here. Right, and then we could go up those ramps, but there's no reason to do that at the moment. So I think that's everyone dead, yep. So it's time to go in here. And loot their valuables. Magic plus 10, always nice. And Indubal boots. These are a superior version of the Guardier boots, but they give minus speed, so they're a little bit rubbish. Oh well, that's locked. What are you so angry about? There's no harm done. You always get so worked up. Shut up and find it, will you? Hold on, hold on. See? It's right here. Not even a scratch. Don't you ever do that again. I swear I'll kill you. You have such a temper. You can't trust your friends, who can you trust? I tell you can't trust assassins with your valuables. So we're getting an Indubal sword. It's a quite decent sword, but it doesn't have fire element on it, so screw using it. Because I have a flaming cutlass, I mean why would I not use that? Okay, sadly these 3 guards are absolutely bugged. And it is impossible to kill them without being seen, even if you backstab them. is really annoying. Gonna need a few points into action potion here. There we go. Let's put some nightshade on our weapon. So now I have blind on my weapon, as well as the ability to backstab this guy, who is literally standing completely out of sight. And they still see me. Like, that is so impossible. Yep, so there's no way to not be seen by these people. Even if you can inflict blind and you can backstab them, they'll still spot you. Totally working as intended, I'm sure. Ah well, may as well finish off killing the guys if I don't really have a choice now. Luckily though, these don't seem to affect the don't get spotted bonus. So I guess they noticed that this was a problem and then they just didn't bother to fix it. I don't know. Wouldn't surprise me, frankly. Well, we're done. Let's end this.
Here's the source. Now to signal her grace.
Faith and valor!
Yeah, avoided detection even though it said I did at the end. Killed all ground level sentries and platform sentries. Well, now we got Krobelus, time to get some answers from him.
Where am I?
In the prison of Indubal.
Your crusade is over.
The crusade was a lie. My soldiers never knew the cause for which they died.
And what cause would that be?
Years ago, I met a man named Morbazan. He had a treasure map and a flying ship. I was a missionary then, a priest of Urath, and I followed him north to Elah.
The Tree of Elah was destroyed.
Yes, but a fragment survived. That is where I found the Tempest.
What Tempest?
The storm that shattered Elah. The Tempest enslaved me, and dwells within me even now. But I am stronger and do not obey.
And the Tempest made you attack Halasar?
The storm seeks a portal into this world.
This is nonsense.
How do we get to Elah?
Morbazan will know the way. I last saw him in Munari City.
I have a friend in Munari City. He'll find Morbazan for us.
Your Grace.
The prophecy says I shall heal the Tree of Elah. If Krobelus is right, I must go.
And I shall go with you. I must free myself from the power that has enslaved me.
I promised you to Nehru, but he'll just have to wait.
Does Her Grace prefer a cage or a cell?
You should have attacked me when you had the chance.
And defy the orders of my king? Azraman sends for you.
Where is my dear brother?
Surrender your weapons, and we'll bring you to him.
We'll go to Azraman, but on our own terms.
I really love how Torgs is just kind of like, yeah, I want to see Azraman again, I miss him.
You stole half my kingdom, Maya. Must you steal my prisoners too?
You can have the others. I want only this one.
You're audacity surprises even me.
You think too highly of your assassins.
I have no use for assassins. When I kill you, I shall do it honorably.
You've had 20 years with no success.
My luck is about to change. Read the charges against her.
You stand accused of inciting rebellion against Galdir, of making false claims to the throne of Halasar, of conspiring with the traitors Prince Torgus and Sir Damakir, of heresy and blasphemy, of profaning the Book of the Prophets and the Imperial Sepulchre, of plunder, piracy, and murder.
You forgot trespassing.
How do you respond to these charges?
Halasar is mine by virtue of the prophecy. I have committed no crime, nor do I recognize this tribunal.
You must complete 3 trials. If you are indeed the goddess reborn, you shall succeed. But if you fail, then Halasar is mine.
I will not stand for this.
It's all right, Torgus. I'll give your brother the proof he so desires.
First, a trial by combat. You shall face 4 of my strongest warriors. Let the battle begin!
Only 4? I could turn into a demon, mate. I think you need about 20. But with that said, we need to definitely pick off the caster first. Because this caster is going to be a jerk to us. Okay, and now that the caster's dead and can no longer one-shot our blood demon, which, yes, can happen because the blood demon is exceptionally weak to fire. I mean, to ice. Then let's go turn into a blood demon. Mate, did you want proof that I'm a goddess reborn? Yeah, that's proof for you. Now let's murder people. These guys have no idea what they're up against. Well, they're up against someone who can't actually deal damage. That's annoying. Let's use Dart. Dart can probably kill. Well, it was a bit successful. Yeah, I probably should have equipped the summoner ring, then we could have had an extra 30 seconds, but never mind. I just wanted to show off mainly, just be like, yeah, look at me, I can turn into a blood demon. This totally means I should rule a kingdom. And I don't understand why people are saying that it's a bad idea that someone who clearly has demonic powers should have any sort of access to rule a kingdom. These guys started off with protection, and that's really annoying.
My brother taught you well, but his lessons shall be of no use to you now. Let the second trial begin. These stones are the key to your prophecy, are they not? Prove to me you are a god. I shall see with my own eyes.
Azraman the Skeptic. I can do nothing to change your mind.
Are you afraid?
No, but you will be.
Mate, I already turned into a blood demon. How much more proof do you want? Well, at least he's giving us the ability to complete our prophecy himself without even needing to be asked. It's really helpful, because we need these stones. Now we turn into one of the most silly of these summons. It's literally just a floating blade, but it'll make more sense later on in the game. That's the sand summon.
You insult me with your illusions. I'll not be deceived by your sorcery. You now face the final ordeal. I shall kill you myself!
Enough! I defeated you at Miradan's Pass. I am the one you want to fight.
Yes, brother. How very right you are. I shall make a martyr of you!
Oh yeah, brotherly combat. So I made a mistake with my leveling up before. I should have got Whirlwind for this fight, but I don't have it. But it doesn't matter. This guy's easy enough. He literally can do barely anything to us because we're kind of over-leveled. But then he does this move, which is really annoying. Basically just charges, and then when he reaches a destination, he grows in this bubble that he's immune in. Well, I don't have kick. I thought I did. Oh well. I meant to kick him when he came to me, but it seems I don't have it. So with this, you just have to time a slash when he comes at you, basically. And that's it. That's all this boss fight is. Like, Whirlwind would break through this barrier, but as you see, you don't really need to.
Go. Leave my kingdom and never return. And take the Hierophant with you. I'm through with Halasar.
You can tell your spies we're off to Minari City. We're looking for Morbazan.
I love how we just give him all the information he needs to launch an attack on us. Ooh, Gaudia combat. That's going to be very useful for Torgus. Yeah, I just love how Maya is just up front with being like, yeah, I love to have all these crimes.
Go. And take... I'm through.
You can tell we're looking for...
Like, she just sits through all those charges being like, yep, they sound legit. Piracy, murder, yeah, I've done all these things. Well, there's nothing else here. So we have Krobelus now. He's now going to join us, which is very handy. And when we come out of here, this is where Sangaril was. That's why we didn't need to go up there before. And now hopefully these people down here have respawned, and if not, we'll just have to go back in. Nah, they're not here. Come on, guys. So we're just going to go right back into the prison. And now he can use Krobelus, but he's kind of weak and useless, so we're not going to use him. So we can just go straight up to where Sangaril was before by taking this ladder. And we also need to do this later on when we want another bonus as well from the bottom. Because we need to use that soil to plant some seeds later in the game. What's up, guys? Yeah, about those murder charges, I'm gonna say that these guys attacked me first, so it's fine. I could sneak through this again, but screw it. Stop her! She's randomly come back and started killing all of us. Actually, yeah, let's summon Sand for the hell of it. This summon is really weak at the moment, but it becomes better later on. Ooh, over 1,000 gold from that guy. This does have a lot of combos though, which is really good. I think it's like a 4 combo attack. And what abilities do I have? Oh yeah, I have Holy Magic, which is kind of handy, but I don't really like it too much. And we can actually sneak with this as well, which is a bit weird. It makes sense, but it's kind of a pointless thing to have it. Did we not get an Ice Dagger? That's annoying. Ah, well, I'll have to off screen doing that then. So when we come back next time, we're going to have 2 Ice Daggers, and we're going to head back to our palace,